I'm Amanda. Welcome back to my crochet channel. Happy hours. Sorry for a second, I forgot the name. So yeah, today we'll be making this cute little amigurumi heart, and I have used two colors in it. One is a pink and one is like a fluorescent pink. If you want, you can continue it with the same color throughout. I like to play with colors, so I just, for little change, I added a different color yarn, and I'll be using a 4mm crochet hook. If you want to go bigger, if your wool is thick, you go for a bigger needle, and if you are using thread, you go for a smaller hook number. And so let's get started. I'm using a 4mm hook, and I'm using yarn. This I bought from a local market. It must be three ply. So to begin with, we'll be making two sets of one part each of the heart, and then we'll stitch it together and do the filling. So to begin with, we will chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And now we will do a single crochet in the second chain from the hook. In the next 4 chains, we will be making a single crochet, and we will be having a total of 5 single crochets in our first row. This is our third, fourth and our fifth. Okay, so we chain 6 and we made a single crochet from the second chain from the hook, and we have a total of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now we are going to chain 1 and turn, and we make an increase in the first stitch, so 2 single crochets over here. Now 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2 and 3. So as I'm giving you instructions, it will be good if you note it down, and you can always make many more later. Now in the last stitch, again we're going to make an increase, so we're going to do 2 single crochets in the last stitch, so we'll have a total of 7. Now chain 1 and turn. Again we'll make an increase in the first stitch, so we'll make 2 single crochets in the first stitch, and we make an increase in the last stitch. In the remaining stitches, you'll be just making 1 single crochet, and in the end you should have a total of 9 single crochets. So now we are the last, so we'll make 2 single crochets. So we had 5, 7 and 9. Now we're going to chain 1 and turn. We're going to make again an increase in the first stitch, so we are going to make 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the remaining stitches, and an increase in the last stitch. So then we'll have a total of 11 single crochet. So we make an increase in the last, that is 2 single crochets in the last stitch. So we have 5, 7, 9, 11. Now I'm going to chain 1 and turn, and now there will be something different in the pattern, so please pay attention. So now we'll make an increase in the first stitch only. So 1, 2, okay, we are making an increase only in the first stitch, and the remaining stitches are just going to be a single crochet. So I've done I have a total of 12 single crochets. I only did an increase in the first stitch, and the remaining I have done one single crochet. Now we chain 1 and turn, and we will do one single crochet in the first stitch. Okay, one single crochet in the first stitch, one single crochet in the remaining stitches. In the last stitch we'll make an increase. We'll make 2 single crochets in a single stitch, and in the end you should have a total of 13 single. So I have a total of 13 stitches. We've done one single crochet in the first stitch and all the remaining stitches, and in the last stitch we've done an increase. Now we are going to chain 1 and turn. Now we'll make an increase in the first stitch, 2 single crochets in the first stitch, one single crochet in each stitch except the last 2 stitches, because we'll be making a decrease. So continue making single crochets and leave the last 2 stitches. So I have my last 2 stitches left, and I'll make a decrease. So you should have a total of 13 single crochet. You can see now it's taking the form of a heart. So pretty. Now chain 1 and turn, and this is our 8th row. Okay, this is our 8th row. Now in the 8th row we'll make a decrease in the first 2 stitches. So go in the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, go back in the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. You have 3 loops, yarn over and pull through all 3. Now make a single crochet in each of the stitches and an increase in the last stitch. So we made a decrease in the first 2 stitches, and in the last stitch we made an increase, that is row 8, and we still have a total of 13 single crochet. Now I'm going to chain 1 and turn, and we are going to repeat the 7th and the 8th row, that is 2 single crochets in the first stitch, continue making single crochets and then decrease, and you do the decrease in the last stitch. So I finished my 9th row with a decrease in the last 2 stitches. Now you chain 1 and turn. Now we'll make a decrease in the first 2 stitches, make a decrease, 1 single crochet in each stitch and an increase in the last stitch. So we are done with our row 10. Okay, now we are going to chain 1 and turn. So already chain 1, turn, and this is row 11. We'll make a decrease in the first 2 stitches, now 1 single crochet in each stitch across and an increase in the last stitch. We'll still have a total of 13 single crochets, and this is the 11th row. So go ahead and make 1 single crochet in each stitch and an increase in the last. And with my 11th row, and I made 2 single crochets in the last stitch, chain 1 and turn. Now in the first stitch again we'll be making 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in each stitch across, and we'll make a decrease in the last 2 stitches. So I finished doing a decrease. Now we'll chain 1 and turn, and again I'm going to repeat row 11 and 12. So you can see we started forming the second half of the heart. So we're going to make a decrease, and then make 1 single crochet in each stitch and an increase in the last stitch, and then chain 1 and so I made an increase in the last. Now I'm going to turn, and for the 14th row I'll be making 2 single crochets in the first stitch, okay, 2 single crochet in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in each stitch and a decrease in the last stitch. So I finished my 14th row and I had 13 single crochet. In the first I did 2 single crochets in the first stitch and a decrease in the last stitch. Now we'll chain 1 and turn, and again we'll make a decrease in this stitch and single crochet in each stitch across. We'll be repeating the 5th, 4th, 3, 2, 1 row. So 1 single crochet in each stitch, and you should have a total of 12 single crochet, and this is our 15th row. I know this will be a little confusing in the beginning as to how many single crochet and then double crochet. It gets a little thing, but even I had to open it a lot. I forgot to count, and sometimes I mixed up between the single crochets and the double crochet, the single crochet and the the increase and the decrease, and I screwed it up. So let me go ahead and count how many stitches I have made. Oops, sorry. Correct, I have a total of 12 single crochet. Now chain 1 and turn, 12 single crochets. Okay, now I have made 1 single crochet in each stitch, and we'll make a decrease in the last stitch. Okay, 1 single crochet in each and make a decrease in the last. We have 11. Now we'll make a decrease in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in each stitch. When we started this in the third row, we had an increase in the first and the last stitches. In this we will do a decrease in the first 2 and the last 2, and you should have a total of 9 single crochet. A total of 9 single crochets. Now we need 7, so we make a decrease in the beginning, 1 single crochet in each stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we'll make a decrease in the last 2 stitches, and we have a total of 7. Now again we'll make a decrease in the first 2 stitches because we need a total of 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll make a decrease which counts as 1 and 2. fine. Now chain 1 and fasten off. So we've made one part of our heart. It looks so cute. So now after this, you fasten off and weave in your ends and make one more part the same way. You can go back on my video and watch the tutorial. I'm going to take another color. I'll take a different color because I love to play with colors and love it to be colorful. If you want, you can continue with a same color. You can always play with colors. So go ahead and make a second part, and then I will sorry, I have made two. So I I have made two hearts. One I've made with like a pink, and one is, there are two different types of pink, but I have not fastened off as yet because I'm trying to do something. So now just follow what I'm doing. Hold your heart like this with this on your right. Then you take this one and hold it the same way, with this facing the right. Okay, now put your hook and make sure you have chained one on either side. Now you take this and you take this and pull tight. So the last stitch was a decrease on both these hearts. So we'll go in that same space, yarn over, pull up and make a single crochet. Okay, so go like this in every stitch across and make a single crochet. If you have not used any other color and have continued with the same yarn, it's the same thing you'll do, except you'll fasten off by one color. And how we started here making single crochet, the same thing you will continue. So continue making single crochets around and leave a gap to fill in, to do the filling, and hopefully you have your filling ready. I'll be using this type of cotton for the filling. So continue doing your single crochets and the filling, and then I'll meet you at the end. So after I have single crochet all around, I'm come back to the start, and this is my first single crochet over here. So I want you to keep a stitch marker ready. Again, put your hook through both those, and in this first single crochet over here we make a slip stitch. Okay, make a slip stitch and chain one. Now put your stitch marker where you made the chain one, and continue doing the same slip stitch, chain one, slip stitch and a chain one right around. So this is basically it, and we have made our little Amigurumi heart. Hopefully I pronounced it correct. So you can see this beautiful design coming over here. Please focus. I don't know why it gets focused. So you can see this like a little zigzag line is coming, and it's looking very pretty. It gives a good edging around. So continue with that. Ta-da! So my heart is ready. If you see, this is the correct side and this is the back. You can always use it as a wall hanging or a keychain, anything, since I just made this for a tutorial. So I'll be using this as my pin cushion, so I don't misplace my needles as I have done, or always misplaced. So you can use it as a pin cushion and many more other whatever ideas you have. So I hope my tutorial was easy for you to follow, and if you have made this, don't forget to tag me on Instagram. I'll be mentioning my Instagram page name in the description box, and I am excited to know what y'all have done with these little heart amigurumis. What have y'all decided to do with it? So I have finally decided I'll make it into my pin cushion. So yeah, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and let me know in the comment section what would you like me to make next. Till then, bye, take care.